Hello, Chemistry 10HH students. This is Mrs. Altman. We are on video number 20, Stoichiometry Part 1. We are in Chapter 3 of your textbook. Here are our objectives for today's video. Pause here. So we have discussed different types of isotopes and the masses and how the masses on the periodic table reflect the weighted average of the mass numbers of all the different types of isotopes. And the way that that is determined experimentally is using a device called a mass spectrometer. What a mass spectrometer does is it takes whatever the sample that is given to it, it puts it into the gas phase, and then it literally measures the mass of it. This works for both atoms and for molecules. We're only going to discuss it in terms of atoms, though. Pause here. So we did a really similar example in class a couple weeks ago, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I will work through it. So this is set up just like how we set it up in class before. These sorts of problems are not going to be sig fig problems, just so you are aware. Pause here. So you've probably heard about a mole before. It's just 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of something, or really it doesn't have to be an atom. It could be really anything. It is defined by being the number of carbon atoms that is in exactly 12 grams of carbon-12, meaning carbon that has exactly a mass number of 12. And 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power is Avogadro's number. I believe most of you already have that in your calculator. If you don't, you really should, because we're going to use it a lot in this chapter and in subsequent ones. Pause here. So I'll work through this problem. Once you see a couple of these, it kind of just makes sense. So before I actually do the problem, I'm just going to take a quick look at my periodic table. And I see that the mass of aluminum is 26.98. As far as masses go, you could always, I'm okay with you rounding to like 2 decimal places. A lot of these have like a ton of decimal places. So let's just do like 2 decimal places for the time being. So 26.98. Right. So I have my 16.3 grams of aluminum. What that actually means, that 16.98, is that 1 mole of aluminum has a mass of, I said 16, I meant 26, is equal to 26.98 grams. So from here, I just divide and round to sig figs. Pause here. So this is just kind of the reverse of it. Pause here. So I'll work through this one as well. This one has multiple steps. Before I actually do this, I'm going to take a look at my periodic table, see that the molar mass of carbon is 12.01 grams per mole. So I'm going to use that to convert this to moles. And then I'm going to use Avogadro's number to convert this to carbon atoms. Which is why I suggest that you have it as A in your calculator. It just makes your life easier. Right. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful night.